Hello and welcome to Privars Fiskefrøer. This is an easy body streamer. This is a fly we're gonna tie today. It's a very nice fly to have in your box. So follow on and see how I tie this fly. Alright. Well, now it's time to tell you a little about the materials I've been using in this fly. The hook is an off-brand hook. The fly is not cured, so I have to rotate it. I use this kind of hook on the fly. It's about the size 2, I think. And for the head, I'm going to use this tubing, clear body tubing. I have not measured out how the millimeter on this tubing, but it has some white threads in it. You have to pull them out before using. Okay, and I use some strong fuzzy fiber. Here you have a little bunch of it. I don't want to get to the glue. This is how it looks. Okay, I have a large hank of it, lifetime supply. And I've been using some Flashabou in pearl, I think, maybe a little pink, and I've been using some Pro Marker permanent marker pens in the blue and orange and pink to this. And I use some flat ice in 3 millimeters for this fly. You don't build so much, and it's all gonna be covered up with glue, so it's pretty nice finish when you're done. Okay, and I've been using some white thread for this. Oh, I'm gonna stop rotating now because the let it stay a little bit. White thread is of brand color. Very nice, 8/0, but you can use whatever thread you might find useful. I prefer the white one because it's blend into the fly. And I've been using some liquid fusion to get to stack the ice onto the fly. You can use U-resin or whatever glue you might find handy. And to cover it all up, I've been using this Gorilla Glue. Clear. It makes a very strong bond. Very, very good. Okay. And I put the glue onto a paper and apply it with a dubbing needle. And whatever did I make use on this fly? I don't think I've been using so very much more. I've covered it all up, and I've been using a Stonefort transformer for this. Use the streamer head. The transformer has 3 heads, and I've been using streamer head for this because I find it very useful. It's a nice vise to use. If you don't have it, I will advise you to have a look on this vise if you're in the market for buying a vise. Well, this is how it's gonna look, and I'm gonna start rotating this on the rotating wheel, and it go around until the head is completely cured. As I said, you can use UV resin for this, and it's will cured in an instant. Okay, so let's start tying. I put hook in the vise. The vise is a Stonefort transformer with the streamer head on, and attach some tying thread in white. You can use whatever you might find helpful. This is a very easy fly to tie, so I'm gonna start putting on a layer of thread on this fly. This all's gonna be covered up with bucktail and a hollow body tubing. Okay, Start off with taking it on some artificial fiber. The name of this is I think it's what do I call it? Well, stream fuzzy fiber or something. Okay, you can find similar materials all over. I start off with attaching and measure out how long this tail is gonna be. It's gonna be kind of that, yeah. And I'm gonna tighten 60-40. Like that. Tighten on top. Some loose wrappings. Push down on the hook. Wrap it around. Make it go around like that. Measure out on the bottom. Be sure not to fray off your tying thread on this. And now I'm gonna take some Flashabou. Take some strands out of the bag. This fiber is pretty stiff, so well, just measure out about the length. You can cut it out, cut lengths afterwards, and some wrappings, and over itself like this. Go and tie it in like that. Snip off this Flashabou at the right length and go forwards and take another bundle. Measure out the length. And this like that. Snip off. Wrap it around the hook in this fashion so we can get a little taper on it. You can get some glue. I use my liquid fusion. Very happy with that. You can use some super glue or other kind of glue. There's a lot of types on the market. And go forwards. Take your same materials. This is gonna be white, and I'm gonna color it with some markers. Measure out about, see the tapering? Well, it's getting there. Snip it off and taper it like that. Go forwards. Measure out. And some glue on this. This is a kind of method. This pattern can be used on every kind of streamers or whatever. But this, we're getting close to the hook eye now, so there's gonna be on some tied in some body tubing on this too. So I want to take a little more and a little bunch, make a taper on it and attach it to the front like this. Some wrappings and some glue. Like that. And then you can use a kind of push tool or what you might have. I use this one from Stonefall. It helps me a lot. That. You see now, you have this nice taper on the fly. And I'm gonna take some body tubing, measure out how far back I want it, like that, and snip off the end so we get the right length. Put it on to the front, tie it down to the hook eye, like that. Make sure it stays there, because now we're gonna wrap this, push this back over the fly. I'm gonna take some hand whip finisher like this. This is gonna be the end of the thread. Snip this thread off and use some glue again over the thread wrappings so it will stay there all around. This is gonna fixate the head, and you can use a lighter to seal off these body tubing ends. And what you're gonna do now, before you're gonna put this back, you're gonna take, no, I'm gonna wait to afterwards, I can color the whole thing. I take and push it backwards like this into the body and backwards, and there we have it. You see now, very nice head on this fly, a cone head. You see this material have been fraying a little bit. You can use your scissors and snip the fray ends a little bit off. And you're gonna cover all this up afterwards with some resin, UV resin, or use this kind of glue I have because I'm allergic to the UV resin. And now I'm gonna color this baby up. Now you see I got these markers. I want to use the dark colors on top. This is a dark blue, indigo, and use the fat part of this and color this fly on top, like you see. Color it up. Can go down in the materials with this, color it up, use your marker to make the colors of this fly. You can also use the pointy end of this. And if you want, you can take a black one on top. I think this is black, yes, to make the back of this fly a little darker. This marker is not very good, so I'm gonna find another one in my drawer. There we have it. This is a bigger, nicer one. And I want some pink side on this fly. I use this pink pro marker, and like on this side, some fish has like a pink shine on it onto the side. You can color this baby up. Onto the sides. Yeah. Huh? Well, see, I've been coloring this baby up now, and I'm gonna use some orange to imitate the gills on the bottom there. See some frays are coming up here. I'm gonna cut them off. I take the orange marker and color this up. It's gonna look very nice. Like this. Now this coloring part is over. I'm gonna put on some ice. I'm gonna use this ice. This is a 3D, no, sorry, flat ice, about 3 millimeters. I put them right back here because here the head is wide enough. And I'm gonna use this glue again, liquid fusion. Put a little dab on the sides. One dab on each side. And I'm gonna use my dumbing needle to peel this. It's full of glue. I'm gonna peel this off the paper, plastic paper. Put the ice on the side. That's one side. Now the far side that you see, put it on like this. You have this nice head on this fly. This is gonna be covered all with some Gorilla Glue, like I showed you. And I'm gonna let this fly dry a little, but I can measure out how long I want this flash, taper it a little bit. This is very fast tie, this easy fast tie. It's gonna look like $1 million when it's finished. So I'm gonna show you the rest of this tying when I have this ice have dried up a little bit. So okay, I'm gonna wait a little bit and we come back to the how I cover this fly up with the Gorilla Glue. Okay, now the ice has dried up a little bit, so I'm gonna cover it all with some Gorilla Glue. I'm gonna put some Gorilla Glue onto my dubbing needle. I'm gonna put it around, because this is like an epoxy with one component. It doesn't fixate at once, so I have to use a drying wheel for this. But I'm gonna put this, cover it all up with this resin. It's very strong to make a flexible bond. Try not to get too much air bubbles in this. It very helps to have a rotating vise for this, because it makes all the difference. You can rotate the vise while you're adding the glue to the head. See now, I covered the ice on this fly. It's gonna stay on the rotating wheel for some hours now, and it's gonna be very nice. And you see now this is looking very nice. both thighs are covered up with the resin. I'm going to take some resin onto the bottom part of the head, just to make it all strong. Some stumps are sticking out. You can, if you want, just cut them off when the glue has dried and make a final layer onto this to make it all slick, but the fish don't mind, but fishermen do. So if you are a picky one, you can do that. I wanted to show you this method. So if you have a UV resin, this will be a breeze, because I don't have it or can't use it. This is a bit more difficult for me, but I will succeed. It will make a very strong bond, very strong head. This glue is flexible as ever, so this is gonna be very nice. Okay.